This is the Village of Peotone Board Meeting, January 27, 2014. We begin by rising to say the Pledge of Allegiance.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Would the clerk please call the roll?
Mr. Reichert.
Here.
Mr. Hupkey.
Here.
Mr. Wicker.
Here.
Mr. Hack.
Here.
Mr. Callahan.
Here.
Mr. Forsythe.
Here. Let the record show that all trustees are present. We have a quorum to officially conduct business. The first order of business is the approval or correction of the January 13, 2014 regular village board meeting minutes. Trustees, I will entertain a motion to approve the minutes as presented, or if you see a reason to correct them, please let us know what that might be.
I make a motion we approve the minutes.
Real quick, just one thing. To clarify, with the announcement section, with respect to the Five Guys restaurants, it says they may be interested in locating in Peotone. Was that
To this area.
the area, the region?
Yes, the area.
I wasn't sure if that was something.
No, this is, yeah.
So you want that changed to area instead of Peotone?
Well, I'll point it out to you,
Area.
Trustee Hupkey.
Area?
That's yours.
All right.
So, any other corrections? So, you want to revise your motion to be as corrected?
Yes.
Okay, motion by trustee Hupkey to approve the minutes with the correction, wording correction about locating in the area.
Second.
Seconded by trustee Forsythe. Clerk, please call the roll.
Mr. Hupkey.
Yes.
Mr. Forsythe.
Yes.
Mr. Callahan.
Yes.
Mr. Hack.
Yes.
Mr. Wicker.
Yes.
Mr. Reichert.
Yes.
Okay, motion carries. Next item are the bills payable. We are in another one of those situations where we have items on the agenda further down. And so as I go through this, I'm going to point out the items further down on the agenda. And when we go for a motion to approve this, it will be pending approval of the payment later in the agenda. Okay? We have in your packet, trustees, in the payroll, the pay period ending January 18th of 2014 in the amount of $51,283.56. Under accounts payable from the general fund, we have bills totaling $423,608.66. In that group of bills in the general fund is one from Iroquois Paving. It's check number 29304 in the amount of $369,665.68. That will be held subject to approval at that point in the agenda. The next item, the motor fuel tax, there are bills totaling $7,308.29. And the third section of bills, the water and sewer fund, totaling $71,889.14. We have the check going to National Power Rodding Incorporated, check number 29310, in the amount of $32,539.49 to be approved later in the agenda. Grand total, once all these bills are paid, is $502,806.09. And you can see it's those two big bills that are really jumping the total up. Can I have a motion to approve the payment of the bills pending approval later of the Iroquois Paving check in the amount of $369,665.68?
I have a question.
Yes.
Why are there multi-checks on certain names on the payroll? There's 3 checks, 2 checks, 2 checks, 2 checks.
Let me take a look.
Perfect. George, for example, you have a $100 check and a second check, right? Is that what you're referring to?
Okay, let me get the sheet of paper.
You know what that is? That's direct deposit.
Yes.
Okay. So we'll-
Part of that
we'll get
goes to
used
my savings, part of that goes to my checking.
Okay.
That's why you see that.
Oh, okay, because we're just shifting over to that for the employees that wanted it, direct deposit. So that
That's
would
why
be
you see
something,
that.
that's something that will be showing up in the future then, probably, also. Thanks for bringing it to our attention. But I'm still after that motion.
I'll make a motion that we accept the payment as stated.
Okay. Motion by trustee, Wicker, thank you. I'm having a bad night. Seconded by
I'll second it.
trustee Riker. To pay the bills holding the, subject to the Iroquois paving and the National Power and Rodding checks being approved later in the agenda. Clerk, please call the roll.
Mr. Wicker?
Yes.
Mr. Riker?
Yes?
Mr. Hupkey?
Yes.
Mr. Hack?
Yes.
Mr. Callahan?
Yes.
And Mr. Forsythe?
Yes.
Okay. Motion carries, bills will be paid as noted. We come to the public comment and/or questions from the audience. We have no one from the public present this evening. So we'll move on to the reports of committees and officials. The clerk collector report and the treasurer reports are there in your packet, trustees. Unless we have questions on those, we'll move forward. The chief has indicated there is no police chief report, and the engineer is not present this evening, so there's no engineering report. Therefore, we'll move on to old business. Nothing left on the agenda for old business. New business, the first item is a business registration. George, you want to tell us about that?
It is J. Kulak for J. Kulak and Sons Heating and Cooling at 422 South Governors Highway, which is one of the buildings in the strip mall. It is for heating and cooling. It is primarily retail. They've been advised that they cannot do fabricating out of the location. They can't store anything outside. They can't park their vehicles overnight there, which is my understanding. All their HVAC gentlemen and ladies or employees drive their vehicles home. So it is in conformance with the zoning regulations.
Yeah, this is in Sunset Plaza. Essentially, it's the,
Is it the garage?
It's
The garage.
Okay. I'm just saying, it said front overhead door delivery, so
yeah.
you said they're installing a new overhead door? Okay, it's the garage.
It's primarily office and maybe a little bit of display area.
Any questions, trustees? Hearing none, is there a motion to approve the business registration of Kulak and Sons Heating and Cooling?
Motion.
Second.
Motion by trustee Forsythe, seconded by trustee Hupkey to approve the business registration of Kulak and Sons Cooling and Heating and Cooling. Clerk, please call the roll.
Mr. Forsythe?
Yes.
Mr. Hupkey?
Yes.
Mr. Riker?
Yes.
Mr. Wicker?
Yes.
Mr. Hack?
Yes.
Mr. Callahan?
Yes.
Okay, motion carries. Next item is an amendment to the personnel policy. George?
The Administrative Oversight Committee met to consider the topic of adding Martin Luther King Day as a holiday for village employees. Trustee Hupkey submitted a survey of villages and their policy regarding the holiday. After deliberations, the committee recommended the village authorities add Martin Luther King Day as a village holiday for non-union employees and for consideration in current negotiations with the collective bargaining unit. Adding Martin Luther King Day as a paid holiday requires an amendment to the personnel policy. The attached ordinance amends the language if that is the direction from the board.
Any further discussion on this, trustees?
What?
I will entertain a motion then to adopt ordinance 13-22, an ordinance amending the personnel policy, amending section 6.1 of Article 6 of the Peotone personnel policy regarding holidays.
Motion. Second.
Motion by trustee Callahan, seconded by trustee Reichert to adopt ordinance 13-22, amending the personnel policy, section 6.1 of Article 6 regarding holidays. Clerk, please call the roll.
Mr. Callahan?
Yes.
Mr. Reichert?
Yes.
Mr. Hupkey?
Yes.
Mr. Wicker?
Yes.
Mr. Forsyth?
Yes.
Mr. Hack?
Yes.
Okay, motion carries. That ordinance will be adopted. Next item is ordinance, it would be ordinance 13-23. George?
This is an ordinance prepared by Clerk Warner. She may want to basically brief the board on that.
Quarterly, we send in the ordinances that have been passed by the board to the company that does our codification. And the supplement that is before you tonight represents the last quarter's ordinances that have been passed. And they are ready for inclusion in the Code of Ordinances, the book. And this ordinance allows that to happen, to put these pages in the book.
Okay. And these would be the pages that you have in your packet, trustees, that we each pull the old ones and put the new ones in. So this is ordinance 13-23, an ordinance enacting and adopting a supplement to the Code of Ordinances for the Village of Peotone. Is there a motion to adopt ordinance 13-23?
So moved.
Motion by trustee Wicker.
Second.
Seconded by trustee Reichert to adopt ordinance 13-23, enacting and adopting a supplement to the Code of Ordinances for the Village of Peotone. Clerk, please call the roll.
Mr. Wicker?
Yes.
Mr. Reichert?
Yes.
Mr. Forsyth?
Yes.
Mr. Callahan?
Yes.
Mr. Hack?
Yes.
Mr. Hupkey?
Yes.
Okay. Motion carries, and that ordinance is adopted. Next item on the agenda is the pay request referred to earlier for the street maintenance program in 2013. George?
Iroquois Paving was awarded the bid for the 2013 street maintenance project. The work has been completed, and Iroquois has submitted a pay request in the amount of $389,121.77, which is the work completed date. Less 5% retainage, the payment amount for this pay request is $369,665.68. For reference, the bid award was in the amount of $400,747.25. The work has been reviewed by staff and payment in the amount of $369,665.68 is recommended.
Okay. Trustees, I will entertain a motion to approve the pay request from Iroquois Paving in the amount of $369,665.68.
Motion.
Second.
Motion by trustee Hupkey, seconded by trustee Forsythe, to approve the pay request of Iroquois Paving in the amount of $369,665.68. Clerk, please call the roll.
Mr. Hupkey?
Yes.
Mr. Forsyth?
Yes.
Mr. Callahan?
Yes.
Mr. Hack?
Yes.
Mr. Wicker?
Yes.
Mr. Reichert?
Yes.
Okay. Motion carries, and pay request to Iroquois Paving is thereby approved. Next item on the agenda is the second item from the earlier approval of the bills relating to National Power Rodding pay request. George.
National Power Rodding is conducting the 2013 sewer rehab program. National Power Rodding has submitted pay request number 2 in the amount of $34,252.09. Less retainage, the amount due for this pay request is $32,539.49. The total bid award was $68,144.25. Work completed to date, including this invoice, totals $51,861.92. The work completed to date has been reviewed by staff, and staff recommends payment in the amount of $32,539.49.
Okay, trustees, I will entertain a motion to approve the pay request number 2 of National Power Rodding in the amount of $32,539.49.
So moved.
Motion by trustee Reichert.
Second.
Seconded by trustee Hack. To approve payment request number 2 to National Power Rodding in the amount of $32,539.49. Clerk, please call the roll.
Mr. Reichert?
Yes.
Mr. Hack?
Yes.
Mr. Callahan?
Yes.
Mr. Forsyth?
Yes.
Mr. Wicker?
Yes.
Mr. Hupkey?
Yes.
Okay, motion carries. Now, there's nobody from the press here. Correspondence, communications. Trustees, I put on your packet, or on your desk when I first came in, when you first came in, a flyer about the first annual State of the Village message. This is something that I had noted to you earlier in a memo, the possibility of this, and I would like to invite you and the public to this first State of the Village message. This is a presentation by the village president to update the community on the state of the village of Peotone. As stated earlier to you, there's been much misunderstanding about what we are and what we are not doing as a board and as a village entity. And the purpose of this is to clarify what the village board and the staff is actively doing to address the needs of the village and planning for the future. There'll be a PowerPoint presentation, and various exhibits will be available for review before and after the presentation. The presentation will take place February 4th, which is a week from tomorrow, at the Peotone High School Auditorium from 6 to 7 p.m. When discussed with the leadership of the Chamber of Commerce, they agreed to partnership with us on this in order to help sponsor it. So this is something that I hope will allow the residents and the leaders of the community to have a better understanding of what exactly we really are doing and where we think the village is going in the next year in particular. So, one of the things to point out to you, I believe attendance at this, because it is not a formal meeting where any decisions will be made, does not require a posting as an official meeting, because
Right, that's true. I mean,
It's
if
educational.
members of the board are gonna come,
yes,
they're not gonna sit up next to you, right?
No.
Okay. And as long as you guys aren't parading to the microphone and engaging in back and forth in terms of that sort of discussion of public business, you're free to come as residents, just like any other residents, and learn and listen, and that's fine without posting it.
good. And the same holds true then for some of the other committees of the board, like the Economic Development Committee and the Planning and Zoning Committee, because I'm expecting that folks from those groups would also be present.
Do we have any updates on that new committee?
I'm sorry, what?
Any updates on the new committee?
No, they held their first meeting, and we've got a meeting coming up, a joint meeting coming up with the Planning and Zoning Commission in
2 weeks.
what?
Well, I think it's been changed. It's Steve Lynette, the village planner, is going to be there for the
Yeah.
comp plan. I don't know that it was set
Not
up as a
it's-
joint meeting.
No, I didn't.
That was discussed, but I think at
think-
the end, they decided to do something else.
Oh, the members are going to be present though, correct?
The EDAC will be,
Right.
will be present and go over the comprehensive plan as it currently stands with village planner Lynette, yes.
Yeah. So they're not going to officially engage in any business, but it's an information gathering as to where planning and zoning has been and where they're at the moment with that. So, other questions? All right. Hearing none, I will entertain a motion. Any other, do we have anything we got to say about it?
Water bills are due, I believe the 31st is Friday.
Okay.
Village stickers are
Still
due
another-
the end of March.
Yeah.
Dog tags are due the end of February.
Yeah. We keep reminding folks. All right, I will entertain a motion to adjourn the January 27th, 2014 Village of Peotone Board meeting.
Motion.
Second.
Motion by trustee Hupkey, second by trustee Forsythe, to adjourn the January 27th, 2014 Village Board meeting. Clerk, please call the roll.
Mr. Hupkey.
Yes.
Mr. Forsythe.
Yes.
Mr. Callahan.
Yes.
Mr. Heck.
Yes.
Mr. Wicker.
Yes.
Mr. Riker.
Yes.
Okay, motion carries, meeting officially adjourned.
Still on camera.
Well,
Camera's still on.
camera's still on. Make calling them to tell them to turn it off. Is it gotta be done by remote?
I thought we